You know, guys, I've decided that having the big powerful PC behind me is just overkill, and why would anyone need such a powerful PC? Why does anyone need two GTX 780s that are hacked, BIOS hacked, overvoltaged, and overclocked, and 3 monitors? I mean, that's just for poor people, right? Barnacles, don't sue me. I decided that, I'm going to ditch all that crap, and I'm going to go ahead and build myself a AMD APU-based system, because we all know AMD APUs, that's where it's at. Right? I mean, that's what I've been told anyway. Now, my m-ITX system that I currently have doesn't get a whole lot of use, but I want to change that. I currently have it powered by the MSI A88XI gaming motherboard. This is a m-ITX Intel board, obviously. But they've gone ahead and supplied for review the A88XI AC motherboard. So basically, this is like the APU version of that board. For the most part, I mean, it doesn't have any of the gaming design or nomenclature or scheme on there. But AMD says, hey, why don't you check out Kaveri? And I figured, well, the only way to really do that and have a true opinion of Kaveri is to use it in a real world situation and give you guys some performance reviews of that. So today we're going to be taking a look at this MSI military class m-ITX motherboard from MSI. And then we, in a later video, we're going to do the build. And then I'll probably do something custom with it. You guys know me. And then we will go ahead and formulate, in a little series, how I feel about AMD Kaveri. You guys have been asking for this for a long time, ever since CES, and we're finally going to do that. So inside the box, you've got all your normal stuff. You've got your software. You've got your antenna, because it does have a built-in wireless, your backplate, all that stuff. But we don't care about really that. This is obviously what we care about. So here it is right here. It looks an awful lot like the one for Intel, only it's an FM2 Plus socket. Now, I love m-ITX builds. I mean, obviously I've built a pretty big computer, and I'm building a bigger computer now with Project Red Mist. And I'm going to be building an even bigger computer for myself after Project Red Mist. So it's kind of fun every now and then to take a step back and do these tiny little, these little like nuggets of PC components, and there's just so much fun. So what I like about this motherboard immediately upon looking at it is the fact that even though this is not really an enthusiast level board, it's pretty much just, it's got all the functions you need, but it doesn't have any of the glamour that goes along with it, is the fact that it has that nice matte black PCB. So it doesn't have that kind of a brown looking PCB that we've seen from MSI. It is a nice matte black. Okay, now because this is the A88X, now I've actually had a hard time saying that. I've already had to cut out like 6 different takes of saying that. Now because it's an A88, now because this is the A88, it's kind of hard. Now because this is the A88XI motherboard, or A88X, this means this is based for Kaveri. It's got all the functions it needs for the Kaveri, which is AMD's most recent generation APU system. Now for the RAM right here, we do have dual channel DIMMs and A and B on there, or DIMM 1 and DIMM 2 as they call it. So you do have dual channel RAM. And remember with APUs, if you're going to be using the APU built into the processor, or the graphics built into the processor, you're going to want the fastest RAM that you can, because it will affect your overall gaming performance. It's got the standard retention bracket on there for AMD. It's got some VRM cooling going on right here with some nice matte black PCB. I kind of like the way that those look. And then we've got a tiny, tiny little chipset cooler right there. It's so adorable. I do think the blue VGA is a little bit out of place. In fact, I might even take that off there and wrap some electrical tape or something around it, because believe it or not, that bothers me. So I don't really like that. Now for SATA ports, we do have 4 SATA 6 gigabit per second ports right there, USB 3.0, 2 fan extension, or 2 fan PWM headers on there, can control 3 or 4 pin fans. We've got a 4-pin CPU, APU auxiliary power right there, 24 pin power over here, and pretty much 1 PCI Express 16X slot on the back. Now when it comes to I/O, of course we have got our optical right there, SPDIF optical. We've got our PS2 port, VGA port, which is, again, kind of interesting, I think. We do have HDMI, DVI, our wireless antenna ports right there, and we have got 4 USB 2.0 and 2 USB 3.0 gigabit LAN, and then built-in audio right there. So it's pretty basic, but it's got all the functions that you pretty much need for a nice compatible portable, take that back, nice portable gaming system. So this is going to be pretty much entry-level, mid-range gaming. We're going to go ahead and put Kaveri APU in there, as I mentioned. And we're going to do a couple of different tests. I'm going to be doing it with just APU performance. We're going to be doing it with APU and dual graphics with the R7 250. And then we're going to be putting my MSI Gaming 270 on here. We'll kind of compare performance in those three configurations. And then we'll go ahead and stick it in my Node 304. Maybe we'll do some water cooling or something with it. I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and we'll make good use of this. I think this is going to be a fun build. And I think it's going to help me be a little bit less of a PC snob or a high-end hardware snob because, let's face it, not everyone can afford, this level of motherboard right here. So, guys, this has been the MSI A88XI AC Mini ITX FM2, FM2 Plus AMD APU Kaveri motherboard. Holy crap, that's a long way of putting it all out there. But anyway, guys, there's your overview of this motherboard here from MSI. Tell me what you think. When I put this picture out on Instagram, you guys seemed pretty excited because you've been asking me for about the last 4 months now to do something with Kaveri, and I think it's going to be Kaveri fun to do. Yeah, I'm recycling that joke. Go ahead and sue me. And by that I mean don't sue me because I don't make very much money on YouTube at all. So, damn it, now I'm depressed.